You're listening to
WTFAM.
your favorite radio station.
It's 3 a.m., December 5th, 1986. You're listening to WTF-AM. This is the Hour of Truth, and I'm your host, Margaret Seymour. Thank you for listening to our show. Drivers out there, please be careful. According to the National Weather Service, a furious snowstorm is coming our way. The entire West Road is closed due to an accident. People who listen regularly to our show know that we had a guest last year who claimed that he had visited the future. Today, we have an even more interesting guest who claims that he is from the future. He braved the snow especially to be on our show. I'd like to give a warm welcome to our guest, Bert Peters.
Thank you very much.
Bert, you've come from far away, didn't you?
Yes, I'm from Belgium.
No, I mean you've come from the future.
Yes, although most people don't believe me.
Last year, the blockbuster Back to the Future conquered the world. In this movie, a young man named Marty visits the past using a DeLorean converted into a time machine. How did you travel in time?
It's a long story.
We have time.
I was an exchange student at UCLA. I did my master's in psychology, and just after graduating in September 2019, I saw a call on Facebook. Well, Facebook is some kind of...
Oh, we also have Facebooks in our time. Actually, I have two Facebooks, one yearbook from high school and one of our radio station staff.
No, it's different. It's some kind of computer program to communicate with people from all over the world. You can write messages and read news.
Some kind of computer version of a newspaper?
Yes, but everybody is their own journalist.
Sorry, you were talking about a call.
Yes, it was a call to storm Area 51 with thousands of people.
What is Area 51?
It's a military base.
Why would you want to storm that?
Many people believe that the base keeps government secrets. For instance, people believe that they've hidden a crashed UFO and even the bodies of aliens. I didn't want to storm the base, and I was never interested in those conspiracy theories. I didn't know anything about Area 51. I even thought that the military base was located in Roswell in New Mexico, but I found out that it was Nevada instead. And I think that the vast majority, of the people who were there also didn't want to storm the base. They were just there for fun.
For fun?
Yes, to camp out there, meet people, talk about movies in front of the base, which is legal. I just wanted to see how many people would show up.
And did people show up?
Yes, thousands of people showed up. I was one of the first people that showed up. And I met a guy named Pedro who was just there for fun as well. And he was in his 50s. And I don't know his family name, but he told me that he witnessed a UFO when he was 10 years old. And he had a scar above his right eyebrow. That's all I know about him.
Well, if Pedro was in his 50s, that would make him a young adult now. This sounds so weird. But if somebody with the name Pedro is listening who saw a UFO when they were 10 years old and has a scar, please call our radio station.
Well, maybe Pedro doesn't have the scar yet. I didn't ask about it. I just met him, but he told me that he witnessed a UFO when he was 10 years old.
So far, it sounds like a nice experience. When did it go wrong?
After a couple of hours, there were so many people that I couldn't see the horizon. It was like an open air festival. Then I heard shooting sounds and everybody freaked out. Many people were pushing against the fence, and the fence fell over and people were running everywhere. When I saw people with guns, I decided to run as fast as I could. Because behind me there were people. I had no other choice than to run inside the base. I was terrified. People were screaming. It was a battlefield.
Who was shooting? The military?
I don't know who was shooting. One of them had a camouflage suit, and behind the fence there was a large grass field, but in the distance I could see a huge building, and I decided to run towards that building to find shelter. When I arrived, many people were trying to kick the metal door open, and I decided to run around the building because I was still hearing shooting sounds, and there was a small building, an office, and I heard a lot of nearby shooting, and I decided to hide inside the office. In the office there was a trapdoor which was unlocked, so I decided to walk inside. There was a ladder, and I closed the trapdoor and walked downwards. And under the office there was a huge hallway. It was dark, but not totally dark. There was a red emergency light. And after going through a tunnel, I realized that I had to be in that big building that people tried to enter. And I heard footsteps, and I decided to hide in some kind of closet. And when I was inside, I suddenly heard a weird sound, and I felt a strange pain in my chest. And I thought that I was having a heart attack, and I was surrounded by light that almost looked liquid. I filmed everything, but I dropped my phone.
I thought you weren't at home.
No, I wasn't. I was at the military base.
Why did you bring your telephone?
I always bring my phone. It's a mobile phone. In the future, everybody will have a wireless phone.
Amazing. Sounds better than phone booths. They're always occupied by a chatterbox. There is something else I don't understand. Did you drop your video camera as well?
A video camera? Oh, no, the in the future phones also have built-in video cameras, and I was filming with my phone.
Okay, that's clear. Let's go back to your story. You felt pain, saw something you describe as liquid light. What happened next?
I woke up in an empty room, a different room, and I discovered that I woke up in an old abandoned school building in a place called Lodi, Ohio. Then I discovered that I was in a different time as well, the year 1971. A shop owner thought that I was a refugee, and he gave me a job, and I could also stay in his guest house. And after years, the United States accepted me as a refugee. I married an American woman, and I became an American citizen.
Hold on there. You woke up in a different state and a different time.
Yes, it took me a while to accept it. I thought I was going crazy. I could never prove it. I decided not to talk about it for years.
Why didn't you try to contact your parents?
They weren't a couple yet, and I was afraid that I would negatively affect their life and my own life as well.
Sorry, but this sounds a lot like Back to the Future.
It does, but the movie is from last year, and I arrived in the year 1971.
Why don't you prove with knowledge about the future that you're a real time traveler?
I tried. I told scientists that in the future everybody will have internet, a computer network that is available to everyone, based on the military ARPANET, and they were simply agreeing with me. A lot of inventions from my time are already under development today. Also, it doesn't always work.
What do you mean?
My past is not necessarily your present and past.
Can you give an example?
Yes, I have a couple of examples. Oscar Wilde's The Portrait of Dorian Gray has a different title in my time, namely The Picture of Dorian Gray. The Monopoly Man, you know, from the Family Game, wears a monocle, but not where I come from. The Looney Tunes are called Looney Tunes in my universe, and the Flintstones are called the Flintstones in my universe.
Flintstones? Makes sense.
And you know, there are many more things, and some things that exist in my universe don't even exist here and never will exist. And nobody will believe me anyway, so what's the point?
People who just tuned in, welcome and thank you for listening. This is WTF AM, and you're listening to The Hour of Truth. I'm Margaret Seymour, and I'm talking with a Belgian man who claims that he's from the future. Oh, we have a caller. Hi, this is WTF AM. You're on the show.
Hi, this is Sam Johnson. I have a question for you. Your guest said that future phones can call and film. Are there more things they can do?
Yes, they have a built-in computer, and they can do a lot.
Does that answer your question, Sam?
No, I want to hear some examples.
Well, in 2019, most people use their phone to communicate but they also use software applications that can make you look like a puppy or very old.
Well, in our time, we can also convert ourselves into puppies and grandpas. We do this with LSD.
Sorry. I don't want to insult you, Bert, but this sounds so funny and ridiculous.
I agree, it is ridiculous, but it's real. It's called Snapchat and Face app.
Sorry. Thank you for your call. We have another caller. Hi, this is WTFAM. You're on the show.
Hello. I don't want to say my name, but I'm from the year 2019 as well.
Really? That's amazing. Where do you come from?
A house on the planet 이상한 행성 in the Janus galaxy.
Godverdomme, wat een zot, hè.
Bert, thank you for sharing your story. I'm sorry. Thank you for sharing your story. We'll be right back. I'm so sorry, Bert. Thank you for sharing your story.